what'll grow. So come by, check that list out. It should be up tomorrow at the garden supply kiosk. Also, if you look for seeds or you're buying seeds, on the back it'll tell you what season it grows. And you can buy seeds with food stamps too, anyone who has EBT. Okay, it says thank you next speaker, so that's all.
Give it up for the Seeds of Revolution. Next speaker, please.
Hi, I'm Alexandria. I'm going to speak for the People of Color Committee. Woo! Thank you. So after everything that went down yesterday, we came up with a statement that I'm going to read. And there's it seems like a lot of things that are being said tonight, there's some unity around these ideas. So that's a beautiful thing. Give me some noise if you show me some love. Thank you. This system does not work. All right? Fuck the police. Fuck them. We don't need them. We're not going to call them. We're not going to talk to them. We're not going to utilize their services. We don't need them. And this is because of what they represent. Okay? This has to do with history and this has to do with reality. Institutionalized racism, criminalization of immigrants and our neighborhoods and our youth, mass incarceration, and the list goes on. So tomorrow, here's what we want to do. You will see lists of resources, organizations that can be contacted if there's some kind of conflict that we feel like needs to be addressed. We don't need the police. We don't need the police on any level. This emergency GA meeting that was called last night, there was a lot of ideas pitched that involve some kind of working with the police. We don't want to work with the police. So we can provide some resources, some community organizations that could help with those types of conflicts. We like to provide some education around the police. Both of these things could be found in the People of Color tent next to the info tent. We like to work on groups of mediators and conflict resolution. If somebody is already doing this, please let us know. And most importantly, if you see somebody who is homeless, who is a person of color, who may not seem to represent what we're here for, try your best to integrate them into this community when that is possible, right? So we like to ask everybody here for alliance around this statement. And if you do know something about groups of mediators that are already being trained or conflict resolution, I'm going to be just up around here by the Freedom Wheel light for a couple of minutes. We meet at 6 p.m. We'll be there tomorrow on the north side by the First Aid tent, and the People of Color tent is right over there too. So there's information from People of Color, police education, resources by the info tent, and then over here by First Aid we'll meet at 6 p.m. All power to the people.
Thank you for a wonderful announcement.
Hi there, I'm Liz. I'm from Media, Web, and Tech. First of all, can we just give a hand of applause to the web team and the tech team that has gotten the website up and running, a forum for us to communicate, and the live stream, which is amazing. Also a reminder that everyone here is an integral part of the people's media. If you have content, if you have photos, video, check out the website. There's instructions on how to get that stuff online. We meet after GA, and we need you for a lot of reasons. We need your content. We need more people to help staff the media tent. And we also need your input in a discussion about how to deal with the outside media. And also a reminder, if you don't want, well, we have told the outside media, do not film people sleeping. If people ask you to stop filming, you need to stop. And if you don't want to be on camera, cover your face up. There's a lot of supplies fabric and clothes at the supply tent. If you need something, go there. And again, if you want to be a part of the discussion on how to deal with the outside media, please come to our meeting. After the GA, we meet at the media tent and then move to another location. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now we have Kaylee from Homeless Youth Committee.
Hi, just short. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning, we're going to meet over there. I missed the first meeting, sorry. I don't know if anybody actually showed up, but over there by all the trees in the little park with all the benches. 11 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next up, we have someone from Working Occupation, our co-op.
Hi everyone, my name is Rita and I'm just wanted to talk a little bit about Working Occupation. It's a committee group and we are talking about the possibility of forming a workers co-op for the occupation. We're talking about time banking alternatives, about alternative currencies, and today we had a really interesting presentation about public banks. So basically we're coming together to learn about all sorts of alternatives to economics and to see what we could implement to sustain this camp in the short and in the long run. And we meet every day at 6 p.m. on the north side of the First A tent, and you're all invited to come and join us. Tomorrow at 6 we're going to discuss several alternatives we've learned about and decide which 2 or 3 we're going to move forward with and form committees to do the actual practical work of implementing some of these great ideas. So I'll leave you with that. Please come and join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Finn from the Facilitation Working Group.
Hey, I'm Finn. So the Facilitation Working Group, we're the folks that organize the General Assembly, set up the structure, try to refine the decision-making process. We're also the people that set up facilitators for the meetings. Right now, we're in need of people to volunteer to facilitate, so it's not the same faces up here every time, and we also want as many people to feel like they understand the process completely. So in light of that, we're going to be having a regular workshop twice a week. It's going to be on Mondays and Thursdays at 6 o'clock, somewhere underneath those trees, wherever it's shady and there isn't a lot of people yelling. So we'll be over there and we're just going to go over the process, make sure people feel empowered to become facilitators themselves. We meet daily at noon under those trees as well. The first half an hour is devoted to if anyone has any suggestions or critiques of the General Assembly, you come and give them then. And then the rest of the time we spend refining the process and planning for the General Assembly that day. So anyone's welcome to join that group, but if you just want to make suggestions, it goes there. And then finally, we're trying to get the notes from that noon meeting on the website every day. It's under the committee posts on the website. And then finally, a lot of the people that are here all day working don't come to the General Assemblies if folks have ideas of how to contribute to that, but also just invite people to come. This is the one space where together we all make decisions together and have political debate, so it's really important. So please invite your tent neighbor to come join. It's for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have Leo with media.
Events and entertainment.
Come on, y'all know where I'm from, right? Okay, everybody, so if you are down to be a part of those who are trying to set up the performances, we need more point people, as proven by yesterday through some speaker mishaps we had. We meet at 11 a.m. near the info tent. If we're not there, well, it's because sometimes not everybody is there at once. But, again, I am not going to give announcements about what performances we got lined up, because you can check out the events table yourself. But on another note, if you see some sort of sexual harassment going on, do not tell someone that they should see security. You should be security. If someone's being a misogynist pig, you treat them like the pig they are. And I hope not with violence, but please, respect. Thank you.
Next up, we have Opie from Outreach.
How's everyone doing? Okay, so I finally got an outreach team together. We're working on putting together a proposal to introduce to you guys that basically is going to have an info packet. In this info packet, we're trying to get it down to one flyer because I hate fucking wasting paper. So on this info packet is going to have a general call for people to come down and check it out. I'll propose that tomorrow. It's also going to have a small summary of what the facilitating process looks like for new people who don't understand that. It's also going to have a list of the subcommittees and what each subcommittee does. Hopefully we can sum that up in a quick way. And also a small little mini map to give people an idea of the layout and stuff, because the info tent is ridiculous. Also, second part of outreach, there's a lot of fucking footwork to be doing in East and West Oakland, and we have not been doing it. Thank you for the applauses. I thank you for all of the advice you guys are giving me for things that could be done, but I need people who are willing to put in work to get out into East and West Oakland and start working with all of these different organizations who are not here and are present in Oakland. We need to get them here. We need them to know what we're doing and what we're trying to do. So I encourage you, please, at 3:30 every single day, I'm meeting with people right here where you guys are sitting. Look for me, and thank you.
Thank you. Also, please remember that whenever you're not here in the plaza, talk to people at the bus stops, at the stores, on the streets. Ask people if they know about the occupation, what did they hear about it, because mainstream media lies. They don't present what's happening in here. We need to tell people what's happening here, invite them, and make them a part of the movement. Also, for all the committees and all the meetings that are happening, we have lots of things happening at the same time, so let's keep it clear. If you have a meeting, if you have a workshop, please come to the information booth. Let the information booth confirm with the people that you're meeting, where you're meeting, so we kind of know where to send people off. If you change the space of the meeting, please let us know. If you write it down on the schedule, write exactly when you're meeting so nobody is confused and everybody can participate. Thank you.
And next up, we have a special announcement from a potential committee.
Hi, my name is Francesca, and due to some stuff that's been going on, like some sexual harassment and the fact that a lot of women have felt uncomfortable here, and that some women have really been leaving the camp, and that women, trans, and queer folks might need some space to talk about that stuff and like defend each other, we have a proposal, or rather an announcement to make, primero en español. Hi everyone. Voy a hablar en español, güey, porque me apetece y la compañera me va a traducir.
She said, hi everyone, I'm going to speak in Spanish because I prefer it, and I'm going to translate.
Corregidme si me equivoco, pero estamos aquí para cambiar las cosas.
Excuse me if I've made a mistake, but I think that we're here to change things.
Y para cambiar las cosas hay que centrarnos también en los procesos, no solo en el objetivo, sino que los procesos son importantes.
And to change things, we also have to concentrate in the processes in which we're doing it, not just the objective, but the processes in which we're changing things is also important.
No puede ser que haya tanta gente acampada aquí y que las mujeres tengan que irse porque están siendo acosadas sexualmente.
It's completely unacceptable, and we cannot do it this way, that we're camping. We're camping here to make political change, but women have to leave because they're being sexually harassed or grabbed, etc.
Y es muy importante visibilizar que aquí se está reproduciendo el sexismo del sistema capitalista que queremos cambiar.
And it's really important to realize and establish that here we're only reproducing the sexism that the capitalist society... So I can't remember everything. Yes, here we are
we've been reproducing the sexism that the capitalist society is actually materially based on.
Así que, así que hemos decidido que vamos a tomar ese espacio de allí.
For this, we've decided that we, women, trans, and queer, are taking over this space here.
Vamos a plantar nuestras tiendas allí, vamos a hacer de ese espacio un espacio seguro.
We're gonna put our tents over there, and we're gonna make that space into a secure space.
Y vamos a empezar a hablar, a juntarnos todas y a discutir cómo podemos hacer para que en esta acampada el sexismo deje de ser un problema.
And there we're gonna meet each other, organize. So that we can be together to make sure that sexism is eliminated from the space and from this political campaign.
So no. Y así, mujeres, lesbianas, trans y queers, si estáis también preocupados por eso, si queréis simplemente estar en un espacio en el que os sintáis seguras, os invitamos a venir aquí y a plantar vuestra tienda acá.
So we invite women, queer, trans, etc. If you also, are worried about these issues or having issues, we invite you to come camp in the women's queer and trans camp over here. And that anyway, even if you're not camping, that you come every day to find, other feminists and queer and trans.
We should save it afterwards. In our first show of solidarity for what's a really urgent issue, this man, Alan Brill, who's a teacher, donated his tent. And we're going to bring our tents and encourage you to bring your tents over too.
And so starting tonight, like right at the end of the General Assembly, anyone from this camp or any women who want to help us start to establish the tent, and women who want to move their tents over with us, we're going to meet at this corner right at the end of the General Assembly. And we're aware that there's probably people camping over there that are listening to us say this right now, and we just want to make sure that you guys understand what's going on and that you're cooperative and have solidarity when we make the logistical switch of switching some of the geography of the tents around to make that happen after the General Assembly.
Oh, and we're meeting tomorrow at 3 in this area? In this area.
All right, next we have a special announcement from the medics tent in Manziel.
Excuse me, my name is Manziel Marchand Roberson. I'm an LVN, I'm not an RN. I work with the medics. If anyone has any medical experience or can supply any kind of medical material that we need, they've been using it very usefully, and we running out. So we are getting some in as it comes, but please bring it. Any kind of medical experience, please bring it to us. This is one of the most beautiful outgoing demonstrations around the world. Please help the medical part about it. We need the medical facilities. If you have any experience in medical and any kind of material that you bring, just bring it over there. Please, that's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Also, right now we would like people to line up over here for action announcements. Action announcements are autonomous announcements regarding upcoming events or varying participation opportunities in the community. Please only use this space to make an announcement. Thank you very much. So please line up over here.
I'm just briefly doing an announcement about the Raheem Brown Free School. I wanted to read a couple of workshops that we have going on this week that we're excited about. And also I wanted to remind you guys that the reason we called it Raheem Brown Free School is because every day when you look at the sign, you look at the school, you think about it, you realize that the police murder youth in Oakland. Okay. And we also want to honor Raheem Brown, and we're still looking for contributions from people who know him, have something to say, and can bring it over to the tent. All right, so on Thursday, let's see, highlights. We've got a Gang Injunctions presentation at 6 p.m. There's a facilitation workshop to help us with the General Assembly at 6 p.m. as well. Oh, and at 2 p.m. there's a Manifest Radical Writing Project that's meeting, which I think sounds awesome. There's yoga every morning. Sorry to do this backwards, I skipped something. There's also a 4 p.m. discussion on anti-capitalism and anti-authoritarianism that's happening as well, so cool. And then on Friday, let's see, there's another discussion on gang injunctions at 3 p.m. What are gang injunctions? What's happening in Oakland? There's a continuation of the anti-capitalism discussion at 4 p.m. There's someone who's speaking on labor history, conflict in Appalachia. Ken Knabb is here at 5 p.m. down here in the amphitheater. Going to talk about his latest writing and how it relates to occupation movements. Students are speaking out about gang injunctions at 6 p.m. that day. And then there's a very cool presentation on anarchism and anti-colonialism at 6:30 p.m. And then there's many more things happening over the weekend. I don't want to read it all out, but you guys can come by and check out the tent to find out what's going on. I also wanted to say that the best way to get a hold of us is either to see us here in the flesh or to go online and email us at rbfreeschool. So the letter R, the letter B, then freeschool @gmail.com. That's our easy way to get a hold of us. So please email if you have a workshop idea, if you have suggestions for how we can do this better. And also you can meet us after the General Assembly right back there. Thanks very much.
Alright, action announcements. So, to remind everybody, action announcements are autonomous actions regarding upcoming events. Please keep it short to 1 minute. If it requires immediate attention, or if there is a meeting or the action is happening right after the assembly, make it clear where you're meeting, what's the space and time. So, can we have the first announcement?
My name is Kevin. I'm making this announcement as a direct action announcement in response to the announcement of the establishment of a women's, queer, and trans secure area. As a person who is male-bodied, I first want to speak in direct support and solidarity with that effort. Thank you. And I would also like to invite other males, other men, other male-bodied individuals who believe that we are responsible for our behavior, and that as long as it is only the victims of sexism who meet and come up with solutions, it will only be one of response, but that we can also come together as males and speak on how we can monitor our behavior and improve the atmosphere that we share. So let me see. Who I am has already been stated. What we're doing is meeting. When it is right after General Assembly, and I would like to have it right over at the oak tree next to the shoe shine station. So that's going to be right after the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up is Leo.
So I'm going to keep this quick. I have been very interested in trying to get families who have been evicted out of their foreclosed homes back into those homes. So I have no specific idea where or when we're going to do this, but I say right now, if you are down for this, start talking, start paying attention to what's going on in your community. Let's start figuring out who's been evicted out of their homes and trying to do things to get them back into them. And if necessary, defend their homes from the sheriffs or the cops who seek to evict them. So if you are interested in this, much like events, come up and see me anytime, because I'm always here, everybody.
Thank you, Leo, for a wonderful announcement. Next up is Amanda.
Okay, Oakland, this is a global call to action. On 11/5/11, an individual global citizen has a chance to make an impact on our corrupt and financial government systems. Over the past several weeks, the global occupation movement has been progressing in its message and goals, and we protest a myriad array of issues. Each occupation reflects the needs of individual communities, and our message will not be marginalized any longer. We have a clear message, and as a group, we have the power to convey this message. A call to action has been proposed via the internet on 11/5/11. On 11/5, if you haven't already, get out of bed, proudly withdraw or redirect your funds out of your corporate financial institutions, put them in a credit union, a safe local banking institution. Politely thank the banks for nothing. If no safe bank exists in your community, start dialogue to create one. If you're unable to withdraw from the bank, your corporate bank, demand negotiations towards fair banking practices. If you're a member of the non-ownership class, withdraw completely in solidarity with the rest of the world who is in the non-ownership class. By succeeding our money from corporate banking systems and placing our devaluating dollars in the hands of credit unions and local banks, we reclaim the power of the money and put it back into our local communities where it belongs. An action of this stature represents the root of the vicious downward spiral that has gained control of our society, community, and culture and the human race, leaving us isolated, disenfranchised, angry. This action will collectively send a message to the corporate banking system. The common citizen has powers capable of reclaiming what the corporate banking system has taken away from us. This is a nonviolent, direct approach. Thank you. Subcommittee meeting after this.
Where?
Thank you, Amanda, for an announcement.
Where?
The art booth.
Thank you, everyone, for action announcements. Now we will move on to the proposals part of the General Assembly.
And just to remind you, as we go through this proposal, we'll be following the outlines that were approved at the previous General Assembly. And as facilitators, we want to make sure that everybody participates equally, and we encourage everybody to do so. So please remember not to interrupt and not come up to the stage unless you're invited to do so. And there will be time for everybody to speak if needed. So now Boomer is going to introduce the proposals, but before we're going to go over the hand signs.
So some of you may pretty much be pretty damn bored with us doing this every night, but we do it because we're aware that not everyone is completely sure how we decide decisions. Here at Occupy Oakland, we use the modified consensus mode, and I'm going to explain to you quickly what it means. So essentially, when it comes to voting, there's 3 decisions you have. In our process, we use 4. So if the crowd advocates / participant advocates, if they could get up,